How's it going, gamers? Chris here today, bringing you guys a brand new Advanced Warfare gameplay. Guys, what you guys are going to be watching is going to be the Pro Bootcamp for Advanced Warfare. The teams that you guys are going to be watching is Killerfish versus FAB eSports. They're going to be playing Uplink on the map Defender. If you guys enjoy this gameplay, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for the latest Call of the Advanced Warfare news and gameplay. As always, guys, it's me, boy Chris, aka Chris the Gamer. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Rifle, I'm a big fan of. I'm not gonna lie, I actually used it last night after the stream finished. I went and played some Advanced Warfare, and it was definitely a gun, but let's not waste any more time about it. Let's dive straight into the action, and we are playing everyone's favorite game mode here at Gamescom. It is gonna be Uplink, and we've seen some crazy things. We talked about it yesterday on stream, myself and Hash were saying we haven't seen anyone pick up the ball, throw it at an opponent, then catch it and get the kill. We've seen it 4 times today, and that just shows you how quickly these pro players have adapted to their scenarios and situations.
Oh yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. Now, the gun that you're actually seeing Battle King use right now is actually the IMR, but the attachment he's using is actually called the Advanced Red Dot. Now, what that does is when you stand still for, I believe it's like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, you actually zoom in a little bit and get a better shot. He also picked up the KF5 Custom, or just the KF5 in general, which is a popular submachine gun. Tried to get that goal in, but it was not going to happen there.
We've actually seen a lot of EMP grenades being used as well today, so it's worth mentioning. We're talking a lot about the weapons, but it's also worth mentioning about the tacticals which people have been running with as well. And EMPs are just so strong in this game, you know, they will get rid of your exosuit for a small amount of time. It has to then recharge. And it's just such a powerful, powerful concussion. Obviously, the only way of countering that is if you run the trophy system on your exosuit as its ability.
That's right, and that's the thing, guys. You can run the trophy system like as an exo ability.
You become a human trophy
system. You're a human trophy system, but it seems like Rox is gonna get a goal here. Oh!
Did he just misthrow it? He did. Oh, that was actually really pretty. Rox tried to throw it. It hit his teammate on the back, but luckily his teammate picked it up, managed to jump it in for a 2-point kill. And Rox as well, using that exo stim ability, that's going to give his health regen just a little bit of extra speed to it, so now he's back to full health. But on the other side, though, Rush has picked up that ball. He's trying to be aggressive, but there's that EMP that I was talking about, Golden Boy. It has affected him, but he's actually okay. He's managed to get all the way over to the other side of the map. His teammate doing some good slaying, but he's opted to throw it, and he's completely misthrown the ball. And it's worth mentioning, again, just to reiterate, the ball, it has physics. You know, it's a ball. It's going to bounce. It's going to roll. If you misthrow it, it's not going to reach the goal. And
it's also a little heavy as well. So sometimes it can look like you have a wet noodle for an arm, but in actuality, you know, you just missed. Okay, and also the score to highlight as well is 2-2 presently, as it seemed like a goal was actually ran in. So let's actually highlight this real quick, though, because in Uplink, in case you guys are not aware, if you run into the goal, okay, you end up getting 2 points. If you throw it in, you end up getting 1 point. So there is a difference there. You want to make sure that you're at the very least trying to get as many points as you possibly can. But with that said, though, just to highlight what's going on your screen, Kivy, who has been a mastermind with the ball in hand, unfortunately not so much this time around, but it seems like Rox is going to pick that one up and make some magic happen.
Killerfish now 4-2 in the lead. And ball in the hand of Rox. He's going to try and make some plays. You see, he hasn't got stim available to use, but he's in a nice position here. Now, this is actually a position we've seen a lot of players get in with the ball. You can throw it from this little window there, but Rox decides he doesn't want to go for it. They have decent map control, but Rox actually way behind enemy lines, and he just got completely pinned in there. Good defensive plays coming in from FAB.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta hold that one off as best as they possibly can. They are going to be down right now by 2 points. Player's going to be just absolutely thrashing him with bullets there, and he will get taken out. Rush off to respawn with that KF5. The KF5 has been one of the more popular submachine guns or used by our pro players here at Gamescom 2014. It actually reminds me a tad bit of the UMP.
I was thinking that earlier on.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of the UMP from MW2, I believe. Yeah, it has that feel to it. I don't know if it's just, well, you said you kind of have that feeling
I completely agree. There's something about the way that it hasn't really got that much recoil, the iron sight as well. And it's fire rate as well. It is very UMP-like. But you made an interesting point earlier on. We were talking about the weapons and how they're balanced. It's every single weapon is balanced in a different way that given a certain scenario, you would be better off using a different gun. It's so good to see Sledgehammer really thinking about all the weapon balancing in much detail as they have done.
Oh, trying to use a little boost dash there, but he was not able to get away from that one. Now, you bring something up great there, right, Ben? You talk about the variety. Now, one thing I've noticed a lot, and actually another thing to point out here is Daredevil using that overclock, but we'll get into how that's going to be useful in a little bit. So basically, in Uplink, it seems like a lot of the pros have kind of just resorted to, fast-paced gameplay. And with fast-paced gameplay,
speaking of fast-paced, Torres just smashed him in the face and then mis-throws it. That's just unfortunate. You just needed to take a little bit of extra time there, and he potentially could have got a capture. But back to your point, Golden Boy.
We all can't be Peyton Manning, and sometimes, that happens. But, so, a lot of the pros have just really gotten accustomed. And there you go, a goal ran in by FAB. You see them really just trying to use that fast-paced gameplay, right? You're going to use Gun Ho, the perk that allows you to basically have the gun on the hip the whole time. You can shoot while sprinting.
Right.
And they use the laser sight as well. That's really been a popular thing here, too. Score is going to be 4-4 going into the half now. But it's been a lot of SMG usage from our pro players.
Yeah, there's been a lot. What was interesting, though, was day one. The pros tend to go towards the assault rifles. They were thinking, all right, let's play our cards safe. Let's stick with something that we know we can play kind of passive. And then when they realized, thanks to the exoskeleton and the tempo of this game, it was like, well, I'm getting into a lot of up-close and personal gun battles, and I'm not being able to win them with the AR. I'm going to try the SMGs. And today has really been about those SMGs. We've seen such variation really coming from the pros, from the KF5 to the SN6. A lot of guns being used.
Yeah, and one thing I got to point out here is we jump into the second half. Gun Elite is actually using a smoke grenade.
Yes.
So he uses smoke grenade. Now, we've seen some pretty good tactics with the smoke grenade. Obviously, the standard was a thermal that was used with the ball 27, and the smoke grenade was thrown in a team deathmatch game.
Oh, no, Rush has had an absolute nightmare, and you see the ball bouncing into that building. He could have just jumped. He mistimed his boost jump, and that's something as well we need to just re-emphasize. Is the timing of this. As Daredevil messes up a little bit as well in his score.
He couldn't jump up
He couldn't jump up, and the timing, Hastro has been preaching about it. It is something where you don't want to just mash A. You don't want to just keep spamming A to jump. You do need to be very intricate in the way that you time it. As finally the ball thrown in for FAB. I think it was Battle King that finally threw it in after two of his teammates failed a little bit. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but first, if you don't succeed, try again, and that's exactly what.
And then try again after you fail.
And then try again, and then try again. It seems like there's going to be some pressure, but a melee there coming out of Kibby. He was doing that all day earlier, and it's just earlier today, as a matter of fact. But Kibby is going to get picked off. Bomb is going to go down here. Let's see what he's going to do after respawn.
Once again, it would have been nice to see Kibby pop that stim. He had that available as his exo ability, but decided against it. Obviously, stim giving you that increased health regen speed, and he would have been nice and full health when those two players started shooting. I mean, he could have potentially gone for a bit of a dodge or a juke.
Yeah.
Who knows what he could do? We've seen some crazy jukes happen so far on Uplink, but right now 5-4 in favor of FAB eSports. We've got 3 minutes 20 still to play. 4 players go down. This is looking very, very good for FAB. And Gun Elite trying to do the defensive work. Kibby has picked up that ball, though. He's trying to make some plays down the right-hand side. And as well, you can pass in Uplink, you can also intercept. So if someone's going to try and throw that ball, you can, as a defensive player, just jump in. But unfortunately, I think that was Gun Elite not able to get that defensive play. So FAB picking up another 2 points. That's a 3-point lead now, Golden Boy.
Now, something that you had brought up was about the passing, right? So you're going to see this, guys. You're actually going to see a blue X come across the screen whenever the ball carrier has control. And then the L trigger is going to be available for the player to actually pass it. Now, we've seen it only happen a couple of times here. Rush has a wet noodle for an arm, seriously. Like, he just, I don't know what it is, but he's got to, do some,
he needs to,
do some lifts. I mean, just you're an advanced soldier, bro. You should be able to throw that in there. But it seems like Rox now will have the ball, and he's using the stim. So like you said before, Ben, that stim really coming in handy, giving you that little bit of health regeneration that's so crucial. Now he has the armor as well, but he got tagged up.
Oh, he's just seen someone unfortunate. Tried to go for the jump and just avoid the gunfight. With 2 minutes left now, Killerfish 3 points behind in this game of Uplink. And potentially going to have to try and do something a little bit different, maybe bring out a different class. Rox is trying to get the kill. I believe he did actually just shut down Daredevil. Kibby with ball in hand, he's popped his stim, and that was perfect timing of the stim. That's going to give him great health regen, but he needs to try and stick with some teammates. He's seen someone spawn, and immediately he's like, nope, not going for that fight.
Yeah, he has to be very careful here, and he needs to work with his teammate that's right in front of him, and he's actually going to get into a gun battle here, and it seems like Kibby's going to make his way in, but he gets stopped as soon as he tried to make his way over to the goal, and that is going to end that run there. Any attempt that they were going to have, but they have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining.
They got a cap, Golden Boy, so now it's just a 1-point game. FAB with just a 1-point lead. You see, once a capture goes in or a goal is scored, the ball will reset, goes to its original spawn point. So you have to make sure that you set up for that. If your team are going to get a cap, you need to rotate back towards the original spawn point of the ball, and that sadly was something that Killerfish didn't do effectively. Now though, 70 seconds for them to try and get a stop, which they need to do, because because Torres is missed throwing the ball, but he turns. Oh, Torres, no! Just runs out of ammo. That could have been a dirty turn on Kivy now with the ball in hand. Very, very weak. Again, would have been an ideal time to drop that stim.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
no,
back
Rush.
whack right to the back of the head. That is brutal, but Rush is going to get picked off as well now, looking here to see what's going on. The IMR that Rush is using, by the way, has been the favorite of the assault rifles for all of these players. It's a 4-round burst gun. It's similar to the M8 for any of you Black Ops 2 fans out there, and it's very, very good.
Oh, wow. Rush just got
But not
bombarded, by
there.
the way. That would have been a little better if he had a fully auto weapon, and now it is going to be Fab who need to do some defensive plays with 30 seconds left. Gun Elite is going to drop his stim, and that's a smart play. That he's trying to anticipate a gunfight, and there's going to be two. He throws it, but didn't get the angle right on the ball. So with 20 seconds left now, Gun Elite is going to have to try and do some work. Torres has the ball in hand. He was EMP'd, so he had to wait for his shield to come back up, his exo to come back in. Oh, that's just
and it's just going to go,
play.
and you're going to see the ball actually fly over.
From Torres, and that just shows you how
smart.
quickly the pros have learned. You know, he recognized, hold on to it for as long as he could, throw it out of bounds, the ball will go back to its original spawn point, and there is nothing that Killerfish could do. You see the boys there from FAB eSports getting themselves pumped up in that booth.
Daredevil just giving out high fives like they're candy. Of course, great stuff there from our two teams, and Killerfish not too thrilled about the outcome there, but still, it was pretty awesome to see, you know, how FAB eSports really just put that pressure on them. And also just the one thing that you got to point out there too in Uplink is, you know, you're going to see a lot